So this is our first episode of One Starfish. I'm really excited for this. A little bit about my background. I actually was homeschooled. I'm dyslexic. I have a few things, I guess, going against me in that sense. And I got into the horse training industry. I got into the truck driving industry. I got into the house building industry, everything blue collar. And I did that for about 14 years, all of those kind of things. Training of horses, I did about 17 years. It took me to 3 different continents. It's been an amazing journey. And then I got into the financial services industry and, my life started to change. I started to get into personal development. I started learning about becoming the best version of yourself. And, through that, we're expanding across Canada, we're expanding across the US. It's been an incredible journey, but the biggest journey has been the life change within me, not necessarily the life change outside of me. And so what inspired me to do this podcast is, one of the poems that just means the world to me. I just love it. It's in my office. It's about one starfish. And if you haven't heard it, I'm going to share the story with you so you have an idea of where I'm coming from in this podcast. So a young girl was walking alongside a beach where there were thousands of starfish that had been washed up during a terrible storm. When she came to each starfish, she would pick it up and throw it back in the ocean. People watched her with amusement. She was doing this for some time when a man approached her and said, "Little girl, why are you doing this? Look at this beach. You can't save all these starfish. You can't begin to make a difference." The girl seemed crushed, suddenly deflated. But after a few moments, she bent down, picked up another starfish, and hurled it as far as she could into the ocean. Then she looked at the man and replied, "Well, I made a difference for that one." The old man looked at the girl inquisitively and thought about what she had done and said, inspired, he joined the little girl in throwing starfish back into the sea. Soon others joined and all the starfish were saved. Together, we can change lives. Together, we can make a gigantic difference in a world that needs some change, that needs some hope, that needs some starfish. That's us being saved. And that's what inspired me to start this podcast. My goal, my mission is to inspire and educate people, help us all become our very best version of us. Like I said, I got into the financial services industry. I also got diagnosed with MS a few years ago. And that has been absolutely life-changing for me. I've had to, deal with the medical side of dealing with health issues and autoimmune disorder. And for a lot of people I know listening to this podcast, you guys are dealing with stuff, and it could be anything. It could be, your health. It could be something in your family, could be something personally, could be all kinds of different stuff. And through those tough times is when we become stronger. If it wasn't for the diagnosis that I had, I would not be the person that I'm becoming today. That sped things along so much because I learned, to rely on a higher power, on God in my case, but in a higher power that was put me there for a reason. And everything in our life, every challenge we face, everything we go through is there for a reason. And things happen for us, not to us, is my favorite quote, because I believe it's 100% true. Whatever you're going through, you wouldn't be facing the challenges you're facing if there wasn't a bigger purpose for it, if there wasn't a reason for it, if you weren't put here for a purpose. And everyone on this earth is here for a purpose, or we wouldn't be here. We're here for a purpose. You're here for a purpose. You haven't found it yet. Hopefully we, together we can work on figuring out a way to find your purpose, to find why you're here. Because whenever you start to step into your purpose, your life becomes so much clearer. Your life becomes so much more amazing. And, on the days you don't want to get out of bed in the morning are the days that you start to hop out of bed in the morning because you're here for a reason. And the challenges that are brought into your life are there to make you stronger and to prove to yourself and to others that you are good enough. You are strong enough. And honestly, you are amazing. If you're listening to this, like I said, you are special. And, through this journey, I'm going to be interviewing some amazing people, be talking to some incredible humans out there. And I'm really excited for that because through that, I'm going to learn. And hopefully, like I said, you can take some takeaways, you can learn, you can become the best version of yourself. And together we can change one life at a time and impact the world. Together, we can become stronger and we can save the starfish. Looking forward to working together with you. And thank you so much for taking the time to pop on my podcast.